Why did God think disabled people were unacceptable in the Old Testament? Aren't they also creation of Him? And why did He make this discrimination?
I'm not. I'll just quickly say I'm not sure exactly the reference to unacceptable to him in the Old Testament. I mean, I think the second question is more along the lines of the truth. Yes, God created all creatures and all humans. He created all humans in the image of God with great value and dignity, and so I think we can know because of these sort of clear biblical teachings that God does value and accept all people, no matter what disabilities or things like that, because we're created by God and therefore of incredible worth. And in fact, we're all in the image of God. So yeah, I'm not. So my guess is with the first part of this question, why did God think disabled people were unacceptable in the Old Testament? I'm not sure that that's probably the right way to phrase it, but I'm not sure given what the actual passage is that this person has in mind.
It might be something about a a person with a certain kind of flaw or disability not being able to enter into certain portions of the temple,
Yeah.
or a priest. Tyson will maybe have the reference at his fingertips, but something like that, some kind of limitation on Old Testament ceremonial
That's right.
service. Is that correct, Tyson?
Yeah, the Levitical regulations for worshiping in the tabernacle and the synagogue um, would have that. I don't have the reference right offhand, but that's, I think, what they're referring to there. And I think it's important to note that it wasn't that they were unacceptable to God per se. It's that everything surrounding the rituals that happened in the tabernacle and in the temple were highly symbolic. They were types and shadows of realities in our world. And so, as you see, there was this distinction. There was an area for Gentiles that they could go into, but they couldn't go any further. And then you have the Israelites who were able to go further. And then into the Holy of Holies, it was only the high priest once a year. There was that progressive sort of distinction about who could get closer and closer to God and who belonged there. And that was a type, something that foreshadowed what the situation is with Christ. The broken and those who experience disability, they were symbols of our brokenness, our being outside of the relationship that we should have with God. That's not the way that things should be. And then those who have a knowledge of the gospel but reject it, right? They're symbolized too. They're outside of that closer place with God. And then you have the people who know the gospel and accept it, right? And that progressive concentric rings getting closer and closer to God. I think all of that in the Old Testament rituals are symbolizing the spiritual reality of the way that we need to be restored back to spiritual health and a relationship with God.
And notice too that it didn't mean that others weren't acceptable when literally, as Tyson just said, only the high priest could go in. I mean, that's just one guy. And so
Mm,
that's like not uh dissing all of the people who aren't the high priest. They just aren't the high priest. And he's a symbol of Jesus. And then of course Hebrews says that now we have Jesus, and so we can go boldly to the throne of grace with just that one mediator because the types and symbols have been fulfilled.